Nope.
Six tunnels sit under the swampy ground that makes up downtown Chicago. 6 different systems, connected and unconnected, opened and abandoned, direct water and railway ties as deep as 350 feet. The public underground ends at 40, leaving the remaining 310 to endless winding causeways, crisscrossing metal and dirt, and wood put into place as far back as 1867. Even more tunnels wind through the rest of Chicago, outside the downtown loop. Supposedly, they're all connected. Supposedly. I have a friend, Araceli, whose job is to climb down into the maintenance tunnels and along the tracks to make repairs and find leaks. At the time of writing this, she's been missing for a week and 4 days. She disappeared sometime after starting her shift while repairing a malfunction of some kind in the Red Line tunnels. I don't know all of the details. The only thing of hers the authorities have found is a digital recorder that she used to take notes, mostly about the strange things she encounters in the tunnels, disguised as a maintenance log. I was the one who suggested she start using it after a particularly off-putting run-in with a homeless man. I was able to listen to the audio on Araceli's mother's laptop. I don't know if I was supposed to, but her mom let me, 2 other friends, and Araceli's boss listen in case we could make any sense of it. I don't know how she obtained it, whether the police gave her a copy or she just stole it, but I'm not about to question it. Araceli uploaded old recordings to her computer every few days, and the little bit left on the recorder was from the day she disappeared. Each paragraph marks the start of a new bit, jumping ahead with every new thought and event. I don't know how to make sense of the whole thing. Maybe one of you will. I'll try to describe the audio from Araceli's recorder. It clicks onto her voice, boisterous and reverberating in whatever tunnel is around her. What better way to spend New Year's Day than in a nasty rail tunnel? Am I right? Gotta love my job. Marcia has me under Monroe, checking out some electrical she thinks was tampered with. I guess seen by a conductor when he passed by. Like gnarled metal or something. The lights are out over here. The power's been weird. 1 or 2 trains halted in front of the area with no known causes. It's probably rats again. There's no way to tell how much time has passed between her entries. You know, sometimes I think I can feel the other tunnels under my boots. The deeper tunnels. It's almost like I can feel the voids of space where dirt and concrete should be. Like I could feel the vibrations. Like a train, but it isn't a train. It's deeper somehow. I saw a man going down into... I don't know what they're called. They're called Jefferies tubes in Star Trek. I saw a man way down in the tunnel, take a ladder into a tube next to the rails. There's a moment of quiet, and you can hear the drips and echoes. The underground sounds around her before she speaks again. Sometimes I see these ladders leading into these tubes, entrances, along the lines. I don't know what they're about. He wasn't wearing a reflective vest. I didn't think there was anything below us that belongs to the CTA. I don't know where they go. 60 miles of low-ceilinged, Narrow freight tunnels sit directly below the red and blue lines, long sealed and partially flooded. They connect sub-basements and skyscrapers throughout the city. Picture 60 miles of darkness, a tight and wet labyrinth, never-ending, impossible, and lifeless. I've always wanted to go into the freight tunnels, like break in. I didn't even know they existed until I started working here. Parts of them flooded the year that I was born, when the city drove a bridge piling into the wall of a coal tunnel they didn't even know went right under the river. It flooded the pedway and a bunch of basements in the loop. What a shit show. Beneath the freight tunnels are cable car tunnels, relics of a century-old form of public transit predating the CTA. Like an ancient train tunnel, dim lights ran along concrete and wood, moving cars of people 80 feet under the ground, under the Chicago River. The cable car tunnels would be cooler. Imagine being in a wooden car in the 1800s, on creaking wood rails, 80 feet of dirt on top of you, and 20 feet of river water above that. Araceli went quiet again, and I imagined the adrenaline that must have flooded her veins. Like water in tunnels, nothing but ancient, dim lanterns to light the way. Water drips in the audio, and her bootsteps clank and echo, one after the other after the other. I've heard the story of a phantom train that shows up at some of the stations at night, at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Ancient looking things from other decades, disappearing people into the tunnels. The wiring is completely messed up. Now I know what the conductor was talking about. This is gonna take more than me to fix. There are wires ripped out of the wall. A box is busted open, like someone took a crowbar or a claw hammer to it. There are long marks in the concrete. I've taken a tour of the tunnels once, courtesy of Araceli. Once you pass the glowing lights, human chatter, and rank piss smell of the CTA stations, the tunnels become a winding mess of concrete and unease. Despite their use and their upkeep, they look and feel abandoned, like they've been sitting beneath the city for millennia. I felt anxiety bubble in me. I felt that unease to the bone. The tunnels are unwelcoming. The earth doesn't like that we've bored into her like an apple. The trains wriggle through her like worms, rotting her. That's what the unease feels like. I don't know how else to describe it. There's another Jeffrey tube. I saw another man go in it. It looked exactly like the last one. Exactly like him. But I'm not in the same place. I'm staring into that tube. It's only a couple feet in diameter, and has a maintenance ladder. I checked my map, but it doesn't make sense. Her radio crackles with distant voices talking to each other, but not to her. Drips and echoes. I'm going down it. The recorder clicks on, and there isn't anything but the sound of heavy breathing for a few seconds. I've been descending this tunnel for a while. 10 minutes maybe. Her voice sounds different, distorted by the proximity and the tightness of that tube. The air around me is cool. It's creeping through my jacket the deeper I go. I don't know where a tube this deep can lead. My flashlight doesn't shine on an endpoint. If I don't reach a new level in another 10 minutes, I'm turning back. I can't see the light from where I came from. In the background, you can hear the clang of her boots hitting the metal rungs of the ladder. I think she clipped her recorder to her vest and had the flashlight around her wrist as she climbed. I've seen her do it before. I took a class. I remember caves with faces, archaeological sites in Mexico, entrances into the underworld, teeth and eyes carved into rock. There's a power in the darkness, in the earth, in the water. Her voice sounds different. I can't tell you how. It's been an hour since I climbed down. There's nothing. I tried radioing Marcia, and there's no signal. I'm turning around. I should have turned around a while ago. She sounds distant, strange. Time passed so quickly. I didn't even realize. I'm getting tired. I don't know how much longer I can do this. She's close to tears at this point. I turned around. I don't understand. I turned around. I turned around hours ago. Where's the entrance? Where's the end? She sounds frantic, but quiet, whispering, wheezing, cautious. There is no end. She's whispering. There is no end. There is no end. There is no... There are no more recordings on the device. They found it under the mangled wires and light fixture that she was sent to find, just sitting there on the damp concrete. Marcia took me and our friends to the side, out of earshot of Araceli's mother, to tell us there are no Jeffrey tubes in that tunnel. Not where she described, or how she described. And the search crew didn't find any either. I know the stories of the disappearing trains. I know the stories of whole communities of people hiding in the tunnels, unfound. But I don't know this. I want my friend back. I want her to be okay. But when I think about the tunnels, something ancient in me tells me that she's not. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this week's story. If you did, you know what to do. Thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe, notifications. Yeah, I threw in a fourth one that time. Yeah, I said share it with a friend. Who cares if they think you're weird for listening to random dudes tell scary stories on the internet? Alright? Be you, live your truth, all that jazz. Shout out to the author of this story, Jackson Krause. There's a link in the bio to check out their Reddit profile. I really like this story because I am also from Chicago, and reading this just gave me the chills and made me never want to take the train again. So there's that. Until next time, everybody, remember to stay safe out there. I'll be seeing you in the next video.